And welcome to the home of the Buccos since 2001, PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Tonight, it's a matchup from the NL Central between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates enter the day with their winning streak at 10 games. They'll try to extend it next. Steven Brault is on the mound for Game 2. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, man, we're getting a look at a guy that's really been struggling lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.50. Lots of base runners, lots of hits, and lots of walks, and that doesn't add up to very good performances. So he's going to look to turn things around in this one here today.
Cameron Maybin is the batter now as he looks at a bowl of 1-0. Dero, Dan, we look at this Pirates ball club as they enter play here tonight. All you can really say is they've been on one heck of a run.
Matty, this is the best team in baseball right now. I mean, just a double-digit winning streak that, I mean, maybe happens to 2 or 3 teams a year. You get this hot. This team is rocking in all facets right now, and they're a fun watch.
Temperature here at game time, 61 degrees. 1-2 now. And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's one gone. Now to the plate, Jason Hayward. Lifetime in this matchup. He's a .318 hitter. First pitch of the AB now. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. One out, nobody on. Swung on, but fouled off to the left. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he'll try to hold back, but he won't be able to as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now.
The main job of the number 1 and 2 hitters is to set the middle of the order up with an opportunity to do some damage. So when you strike both of them out, you're putting yourself in a pretty good position to make it through the teeth of the lineup without a whole lot of stress.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to the right. Oh, a diving stop. Got him. Another look at the fine play at first that concludes matters here in the inning. Bottom of the first, straight ahead. We are scoreless on the show. Zach Davies gets the starting nod for the Cubs in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, thanks, Matt. Zach Davies coming on to pitch. Not a big, strong guy, but he's a control guy that pumps the strike zone full of strikes. 89 to 92 miles an hour with sink. Has a curveball, has the slider, and also the straight changeup. He needs all 4 of his pitches, not overpowering. You'll know if he's on early, he'll be throwing a lot of ground balls.
And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Obvious pitch recognition right there. 0-0 changeups usually get guys out in front, but he was able to stay back, recognize it, and drive it for a base hit.
Ke'Bryan Hayes digging in now as he'll pick on the first pitch and line one back up the middle, and that's a base hit.
That is third. The first baseman, David Rosario.
To the plate now, David Rosario. We'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. Well, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, despite the loss last time out, they'd won 4 in a row, so they've been on a nice little roll here.
Yeah, Matty, I've been really impressed with this team, especially on the recent road trip to start to it. They're 3-1 after 4 games, playing really fundamentally sound baseball from offense to defense, pitching. It's all coming together for this group.
He appears to be having some issues with pitch command to start the game. He's dealing with 2 guys on, and that last pitch looked like a big mistake in that location, right down the middle, but he got away with it.
Now here's a fly ball, well hit. Back goes Hayward to the track, but he can't get it as it's off the wall. And no sense risking anything here as the bases will be loaded now with still nobody out.
Hey, Dan, as a former pitcher, that knock just took him to a 12-game pitch streak. Is that in the packet when you're looking over the lineup?
Hey, there's no doubt about that, T-Row. You go into a pitcher's meeting, and they'll make him fully aware of who's hot and who's not. And trust me, they knew that he had an 11-game hitting streak, and after that knock, it's an even dozen.
And that'll bring in Franmil Reyes as he'll take a look at ball 1.
It's not easy to continue pounding the strike zone when you've given up 3 consecutive hits, but he has to trust that getting the ball down in the zone will get him an out.
Newman on third, Hayes at second, Rosario at first with no outs. Now Reyes with a drive, well hit out to deep left field. Gone! It's a grand slam! So he promptly unloads the bases with that one. Home run number 9 on the year as the Pirates have opened it up now 4-0.
Well, it seems like only a couple of minutes ago that we were ready for a hard-fought game, but things have taken a dramatic turn here early. They jumped all over this guy, including that grand slam, and they might not be done yet.
Edwin Encarnacion now. 4-1.
Boy, it's hard to let a grand slam go, but the only silver lining is now that you're working with a clean slate. Nobody on, nobody out. Got to treat it like it's a fresh inning.
Now the 1-0. Hit sharply on the ground. Slide and a stop by Baez. Touché, sir.
Batting 5th.
Now a moment here at PNC to take a look at the Pirates lineup card in this one. Who do you have your eye on, Dan?
Matty, they're looking for a lot more out of Brian Reynolds right now. Talk about coming off a rough month. He had only 10 hits.
And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. And, oh, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall.
Well, this doesn't have the makings of a start he's going to be proud of, does it? He's getting absolutely pounded here in the first inning, and I would think they're not going to let this go on for much longer.
So now it's Brian Reynolds. Ripped down the first base line. Oh, look at the sliding stop. Wow. Next up is Adam Frazier, and the Pirates trying to make this first inning even more productive here. From the belt, kicks and deals. Hit out towards second, scooped up. On to first, and it's in time as they're finally able to retire him. But the damage was done right here as you get another look at the grand slam home run. Second inning coming up. It's now 4-0 Pittsburgh. Set to get his evening at the plate started. Ian Happ comes in hitting just a hair below 300 this season. First pitch coming. Here it is. High in the air out towards shallow right. Reyes is in a few steps as he takes it for the first out.
Batting 5th.
Take a look at the Pittsburgh Pirates defensive lineup. And diving into the numbers on this team, the one thing that jumps off the page is the fact that these guys can flat play deep. The highest fielding percentage in the league. Something to focus on today when you're watching this one.
Here's a guy who could use a 3 for 4. He's got that batting average still down in the 190s. 8 home runs and 16 RBIs. Newman fields it cleanly. On to first, and a good stretch over there is going to get him by a step for the second out. Those jump throws are always some of the most exciting plays you'll see. So here it is again with Show Track. Shows off some great range, and is still somehow able to get a lot behind the throw as his momentum was taking him the other way. Not everybody can make that play. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. His prior history versus this arm, he has 7 hits in 20 at-bats. He's also hit 3 home runs. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. 1-2 as the changeup had him out in front there.
You know, he's had a very economical start out there. Got through the first inning on just 9 pitches, and he's got a chance to keep it in single digits again here in the second.
Here's another 1-2.
And you know what? Give this guy some credit up there, because this had the look of being a very quick inning. He's been able to stretch this at-bat out a little bit, and that's something that shouldn't go unnoticed.
And this will ricochet off of him on the mound. Safe at first. A good effort to recover there, and he almost made the play, but that's a base hit. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. First pitch of the AB now. Anthony Rizzo is at the plate as he watches ball 1. Contreras leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Now Rizzo belts one, carrying well to right field. And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Here's Jake Marisnick.
The center fielder.
He'll swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. The 0-1 delivery. Line drive, base hit.
Batting 9. The second baseman, Ildemaro Vargas.
In now, Ildemaro Vargas, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. His career numbers against this pitcher, a handful of plate appearances, and he's gone 4 for 6. He also has 1 home run. Strike called. Now the throw down. He is not close as he's in there with a stolen base.
It was pretty obvious he would likely be on the move with 2 outs, and I'm sure the defense knew it too. But he has lightning speed and was able to take the bag anyways.
Here it comes, 0-2. Hit back up the middle. Newman brings it in. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. A 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. On to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Pirates 4 and the Cubs 2. Now into box, Jacob Stallings. As you get a look at his current righty-lefty splits entering play in this one.
For me, this is an important add-on inning here. Their little lead is cute. I like it, but keeping the pressure on, building that lead, that's how you bury someone.
Here's the first pitch. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Stallings originally hails from Kansas. He was selected in the 7th round during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
Wow, and the hits just keep piling up for them. Take a look at the numbers here. That's already 6 hits, and we're only in the 2nd inning. We'll see if they can keep this up as the innings go on.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Kevin Newman. Now the first pitch. On a line, that's a base hit. And that runner will hold up at second with 2 aboard now.
And we take a look at the line right here, and it's not pretty. He's given up 7 hits, and we're only in the 2nd inning. So what if 3 things is going to happen? He's either going to buckle down and start hitting his spots, he's going to continue to get shelled, our game is going to last about 5 hours, or he's going to get the hook early and head for the showers.
Into the box now, Ke'Bryan Hayes, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 1 for 1 with a single so far. This one's flared off to the right side. Hayward coming on. He can't get to it. This one's down. He'll come home with it. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate. Well, Dan, do you agree with the timing of the visit from the pitching coach?
Looks like the pitching coach is going to come out and have a word with him. Don't like to see that in the 2nd inning, but once he makes sure he's okay physically, I'm sure it'll be just words of encouragement the rest of the way.
At the plate, David Rosario. And on the first pitch, he grounds foul. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a liner. Marisnik is right there, 1 down.
Okay, here's how the Cubbies are lining up defensively. And if you look at the numbers on this team, defensively, they're in the top 5, fewest errors in the league. Flashing the leather, picking and grinning. Keep an eye on them. They play stout defense.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Franmil Reyes. He's driven in 4 already, and yet another big RBI opportunity for him right here.
Matt, they couldn't have asked for anyone to hit better in this spot than this guy right here. He looks dialed in at the plate right now.
Slapped hard the opposite way. Hayward is right there as he takes it for the 2nd out.
Now back, the designated hitter, Edwin.
Next to hit is Edwin Encarnacion. 2s all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2. Here's the first pitch. Great curveball there. Really fooled him with that one. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Newman over at second. Hayes on at first with 2 down. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Hayward has a read on it. And he's got it for the final out of the frame. So it's a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. So now to the plate, Cameron Maybin, as we are all set to begin the 3rd inning in this one. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side. Trying to send him packing for the second time. This pitch is popped up, and this is going to be a foul ball. Hard liner, but picked up on a hop. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Hard hit ball to second, and that is through into right field for a single.
Now batting, the third baseman, Chris Bryant.
Ready now is Chris Bryant, grounded out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at-bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
2-0 now. Runners on first with one down. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
The 2-1 home. In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. Runner at first here, 1 man out. High in the air out to center field. Reynolds is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
Now batting.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his left.
And we'll just leave it there as they make the play to end the inning. 1 left for the Cubs, and the deficit remains 5-2.
We're back as the Pirates prepare for their at-bats here in the third inning, and this lineup has been terrific for this club all year. They come into the day tops in the majors in team batting average, and talking with some of the players and coaches prior to the game, many of them told me that's something they take a lot of pride in. Batting average isn't as highly valued as it once was, but they said it's a clear indication that they're doing a lot of good things in the batter's box to help the team collect W's. Guys?
All right, Heidi, thank you. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. This is pulled into right. Hayward is there to put it away for out number 1. So a good job to get the out there, but with 5 runs already surrendered, that's not going to do any favors to the team ERA so far this season. And as you see there, they find themselves 2 from the bottom, 13th place in the National League. Here's the first pitch. Brian Reynolds comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat it. He's had a rough couple innings. He's going to have to find a way, whether it be mechanically or mentally, to be able to stay in this game.
And this will be fouled away. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2.
Ball, that's just out.
Lots of hits given up, but so far no walks. At least he's making them work to get on base. Problem is, they haven't had to work too hard.
1-2 is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
There's ball 4.
Up next for the Pirates, the second baseman, Adam Frazier.
So a runner at first with 1 out now, and that brings up Adam Frazier. He's set. Here it comes. Pulled toward right center field. On the move is Hayward. He's not going to have a play on it, and this might bring home the runner from first. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
Some guys just lay back and watch that first pitch go by no matter what. Work the count, make the pitcher waste a few pitches, but when he serves up a fastball like this on the first pitch, it's hard not to go after it. And that's just what he does. He jumped all over it.
Jacob Stallings will be the next hitter,
Yep, that ball
as he
went
will
out.
look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. 1 for 1 with a single so far. In for a strike, it's 1-1. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. And a check swing here as he
1 ball,
couldn't help
2
himself,
strikes.
and it's ruled strike 2. And this ball is popped up, drifting back behind the mound. Davies with a little do-it-yourself play, and there are 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop, Kevin.
So the Pirates' batting order turns over and set to go. Kevin Newman, a couple of singles to his credit thus far. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Nope, that's down.
Even though we're still in the early going, I think this game's at a tipping point right now. They've got a chance to put this game out of reach, but if they can't score any more here, the other guys feel like the door's still open.
The set and the 1-0. A bouncer up the middle. Baez fields it cleanly, and the throw is right there at first. Oh, a fine off-balance play up the middle may have saved 2 runs, and the inning is over. All set for the start of the 4th. And coming forward now is the shortstop, Javier Baez. And it's the outside corner. It's strike 1.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think up the middle the other way.
Here's a fly ball, well hit. But that'll be off the right field wall. And he will coast into second with a leadoff double.
That was a pretty good fastball, and it almost got by him, but he's able to slap it in the gap in the right center field. Because of the velocity off the bat, the outfielders couldn't cut it off in time, and it allowed him to cruise into second really easy.
Next to hit will be Wilson Contreras, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. It's 1-2.
That's a dangerous pitch right there. Down and in slider for a called strike. He misses a little bit out over the heart of the plate, and that ball might not come back.
And that's the first out.
The first baseman, number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
So 1 away here in the Chicago 4th, and that brings in Anthony Rizzo. In there, and it's 0-1.
Like that pitch there, lefty on lefty matchup, curveball away to a lefty, smart pitch.
Here comes the 0-1.
That's the ball.
Runner on third, sac fly situation, right? 2 pitchers down. Really good job of patience, trying to get a pitch that he can lift into the air to drive that runner home.
Hayes waits on it, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting, the center fielder, Jake Marisnik.
Next, here is Jake Marisnik. Runner in scoring position with Sugan.
Outside.
Curveball just misses apparently. 1-0. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. He's under it, and that ends the inning. Cubs strand one. They trail 5-2. Bottom of the inning now, and set to go is the third baseman, Ke'Bryan Hayes. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Hit hard on the ground to second. He's got it. And he will whip this one over to first in time for the out.
Now that's the first baseman, David Rosario.
Next, it'll be David Rosario. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First pitch of the AB now. Now a ball ripped into deep center field. Marisnik is back, and he'll get there to make the play for route number 2.
Well, this one was squared up pretty good, but just like pitchers give up hits on well-executed pitches, batters make outs on balls they couldn't have hit much better.
Standing in now, Franmil Reyes. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. The windup and the 0-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Fourth inning here, already a 5-2 score. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone.
We're starting to see a lot more balls from him now, and that's a direct result of him getting hit around pretty good. He's trying to do something different, and it's resulting in him not tacking the strike zone anymore.
Here now the 2-2. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Pirates. They're still out in front, 5-2. And welcome back to Pittsburgh as we check in on the field with Heidi. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And set to go is the second baseman, Ildemaro Vargas. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time.
You know, a lot of guys don't like to swing at the first pitch. That might be the case with this one right here. Took a wheelhouse fastball, 0-0 center cut. Didn't even give the impression he was swinging.
Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone. Hit out towards second. Fielded cleanly. And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Here's Cameron Maybin now. No hits to this point. First pitch on its way. Now a swing, and he gets him to pop it up, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th.
That was a good job tying him up inside on that strikeout pitch. It wasn't even in the strike zone, but with the hitter protecting with 2 strikes, that's the kind of pitch you can get him to offer at, and he's probably not going to do much with it when he does make contact.
So that'll bring up Jason Hayward. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. Swing and a line drive, and that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases. On to second goes Hayward. And he is into second with a 2-out double.
Well, he was definitely struggling coming into this one, but I think we can say that cold streak is officially over. That's his second hit of the game, and it goes for extra bases. We'll see now if this game proves to be a huge turning point for him.
Here's Chris Bryant now as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, man.
Well, the side is retired as they make the play. 2-out double left stranded. The three of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Edwin Encarnacion to the plate now. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Designated hitter.
Outfield shaded a bit to left center. The first pitch. Grounded to short. That's through, and he's got his first base hit. He's 1 for 3.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night, Dan.
At the plate now is Colin Moran. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. A 1 pitch on its way. Hit sharply on the ground. A diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And there is some stick-to-itiveness as they still manage to get the out at first. What a play.
The center fielder, Bryant.
The Chicago manager up out of the dugout now as he'll make the slow walk to the mound. And a change is forthcoming as that's going to do it for his starter here this evening. So he'll make his way to the dugout after working just 4 1/3, and he just didn't have his best stuff in this one. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Now back, second baseman, Adam.
So 2 gone here in the Pirates' 5th, and that brings up Adam Frazier. Now the first pitch. And this one's in the dirt. We're in the 5th inning here. 5-2 is our score. Good swing, but a late one as it's fouled off to the left.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. And they're going to hold that runner at third base, as even with 2 away, they didn't like their chances there.
Dan, this guy's on fire. I used to say all the time, it's about 150 ABs to 200 ABs where you start figuring out what type of season you're going to have. He's obviously in May, and he's on fire.
D-Road, he's been locked in from day 1 of this season. It's continuing right now. Anything that is around the strike zone, he feels he can get the barrel to it, and he continues to hit line drives.
He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. Line to the right side, but a foul ball, 1-1. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Hit the other way out toward right field. Hayward giving chase. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. Pirates strand a couple, and it remains 5-2. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and digging in is the DH, the switch hitter, Ian Happ. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
You know, when a guy starts to get tired, you often see their breaking stuff start to flatten out, but that's not the case here. Still has really nice finish on that slider, as we just saw.
A ball and 2 strikes now. Here comes the 1-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right there with 2 strikes. That elevated fastball. Every hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time, you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss, and another strikeout.
Here's Javier Baez. As the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2. Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, throw the breaking ball. A lot of different ways to get guys out.
Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Stepping in now, Wilson Contreras. As he'll try to hold back on the swing, but he went around for the first strike. A hit and 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Grounded back up the middle. Newman's got it. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Nothing across here this half of the inning. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. Bucks out in front, 5-2. Now to the plate, here is Kevin Newman. He'll lead it off against Jake Arrieta.
Not shortstop.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a line drive, but a foul ball here, 0-1. Swing and a little tapper. Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Liner towards second, but this will be taken in at second base. Good positioning for the first out. And with 1 away, let's give you a look at the standings in the NL Central entering play as you see where these 2 teams sit in relation to one another. So the next to the plate for Pittsburgh, Ke'Bryan Hayes. He grounded out last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Hit out towards second. Right to him. On to first, and there were 2 down.
The batter, the first baseman, David Rosario.
Stepping up is David Rosario as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box.
Loves hitting left-handed off of right-handed pitchers, hitting over 300 against right-handed pitching.
And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike 1. Hit to short. There's Baez. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. They're still out in front, 5-2. Anthony Rizzo will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. Now the first pitch. Left side, but well foul. The windup and the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. Reynolds is under it to make the play on the first out.
The center fielder, number 6, Jake Marisnik.
And stepping in, Jake Marisnick flew out last time up. On its way is pitch number 75. Hit back up the middle. And that'll find its way into center field for a one-out hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
So now to the plate, Ildemaro Vargas. In there, now the throw is there, and he's out trying to take second.
Wow, that's a big-time throw right there, and it's a tall task to throw him out stealing a bag, but he got rid of it quickly, and it was a good job down there applying the quick tag. They'll have to feel good about that one.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And he'll look at a fastball just off the black, and it's even at 1. Hit in the air down the right field line. But this will land untouched. 2 runs, 7 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Now here's a swing and a high pop-up drifting into shallow right field. Frazier is there, and the side is retired. Nothing happening there for the Cubbies, and the deficit remains 5-2. Jonathan Holder is going to come on in relief as he'll be making his 20th appearance of the season. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and next it'll be the outfielder, Franmil Reyes. And now the first pitch. Here's a swing and a long drive high in the air and deep to center field. Marisnick is on the warning track as he hauls it in for a loud out number 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Edgar Castillo.
1 away here for the Bucks in their half of the 7th, and that'll bring up the power bat of Edwin Encarnacion. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. A bouncer to the left side. Baez has it. Throw on to first will take care of Encarnacion for the second out.
Now batting, the left fielder.
And now Colin Moran. He bounced out last time up. First offering fouled off. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. This is on the ground over to first, and this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
That was actually a well-executed fastball in to in off the plate. Credit the offensive player. He smelled that coming, turned and burned.
Into the box, Brian Reynolds. Swung on and hit deep to left center. Ranging back is Maben at the track. But he can't get there, and it bounces over the wall. It's a ground rule double. Well, it took him till the 7th, but he gets his first hit of the game here, and that'll extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he didn't come out of what he was trying to do all day, Dan. Kept the front shoulder tucked, kept the ice water in his veins, and didn't try and get too big. Extends the hitting streak. Nice job.
You know, D-Row, I talked to him before the game about the streak, and he said the toughest part is he hopes to get hits early in the game to take the pressure off. He had to wait.
And it appears they're going to give him the intentional walk here, so now they'll have a force at any base with 2 gone.
Yeah, well, when a guy's swinging the bat as well as he's been, this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Next, it'll be Jacob Stallings. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Nope.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic, It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
Hayward has a read on it. He's got it, and that'll get him out of the jam. Pirates leave him loaded, and it remains 5-2. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Cameron Maben. We're in the 8th now, and nothing's changed out there on the mound.
Nah, they just haven't had much of an answer, Matty. They've been off balance and baffled all game. He's got a nice, comfortable lead. You have to think he's going to pound the strike zone. But here, get aggressive.
I really like how he's been attacking hitters early in these ABs. He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced so far.
Behind 0-2 now. A bouncer up the middle. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
Now right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Here's Jason Hayward now. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. First pitch of the AB now. There's a fastball missing down and away for a ball, 1-0. We're in the 8th inning now of a 5-2 ball game. In there, 1-1.
You could bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. And this is swung on and missed. 2 are quickly retired to start inning number 8.
I think that curveball is a big reason why he's able to turn things around in this start after a rough beginning. It's got some good bite to it. So that tells me he's doing a nice job of snapping it off out front. Really finishing that pitch like you're supposed to.
Digging in next will be Chris Bryant. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
Now the first pitch. High and deep to center field. Reynolds is on the move for it. Still going back. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back.
There aren't many hitters in this league that can take it out to dead center, but he's obviously one of them. Wow, he just mans up and blasts this thing over the center field wall. Very impressive swing of the bat right there.
Here's the Pirates skipper up out of the dugout now on his way to the mound. And we're going to see a pitching change as that's going to do it for his starter here tonight.
Number 48.
So he'll leave after a strong 7 2/3 here as he'll hope the bullpen can get the final 4 outs to secure his victory. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Happ with a swing, and he connects, sends this one to deep right field, and that is off the wall. And he'll coast into second here with a 2-out double.
Sometimes when a reliever comes in a game, he wants to get that first strike so bad that he serves one up, and that's exactly what happens here. The first batter he faces just rockets one off the wall, and now he's got to worry about another base hit, potentially bringing home a run.
And that brings up Javi Baez. Now a swing as he shoots this down the right field line. And now it'll kick around in the corner. To second now, but he's safe as they also push across a score to make it a 1-run game.
Yeah, and giving up an RBI double is always painful, but even more so when there are 2 outs in the inning. A run had already crossed the plate, and then he gives up a blistering double to allow another run on the board.
Wilson Contreras is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Here's the 1-0. And it's fouled away. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Long run for the center fielder. He's got it as the tying run is left on base. Clearly fired up to work out of that jam. Time for a quick break, then back to PNC Park after this. Rowan Wick is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 50.
Now at the plate, here is Kevin Newman. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
Under it is Marisnik, 1 away.
Now batting, third baseman, Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Next up, Ke'Bryan Hayes. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Takes this the other way to right, and that's going to get down in front of Hayward for a base hit.
Well, I think it's safe to say the ice has melted on this guy. He had been cold coming into this game, but that being his 3rd knock, I guarantee you my man's smiling on the inside.
In now, David Rosario. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Maben on the run. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the 2nd out. And this throw gets away from him.
The right fielder, number 32, Rodney.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Franmil Reyes. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. From the belt, kicks and deals. Hit on the ground out to short. But the throw bounces on him at first, and the inning's going to continue.
Boy, there's a quality infield base hit right there. That kind of reminded me of the old Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter on that jump throw.
Hey, that's why this is the pros. Back in the day, that's a knock all day long. But up here, guys are making those plays, at least making you think about them. That's an amazing play by the shortstop to leave his feet and at least make this close.
Edwin Encarnacion stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. He's got 1 hit in 4 at-bats. Looking to keep this a 1-run game, the pitch. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Into the bushes and gone. So a 3-run blast to deep center here. And even 20 home runs for him now thus far. And they double him up. It's 8-4.
Oh, that swing has to feel good right there. If you look at the numbers, this guy does not give up many long balls. To take him deep in this spot certainly is huge.
Robert Scott enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning.
The left fielder, Colin.
Into the box now, Colin Moran. And on the first pitch, he hits it in the air to right. And Hayward will make the catch, and that ends the inning. But the big blow of the inning comes right here, a 3-run home run. Last chance coming up here for the Cubs. It's the Pirates 8 and the Cubs 4. Kyle Crick comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth. All set to start the ninth in this one, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway. I want to remind you folks that coming up after the ball game, comprehensive highlights from the contest tonight as we look back on all the action right here on the show. And now here is Jake Marisnick. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike one. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Row, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens? Hitters make you pay, and the long ball was a big...
Now here's a ball hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Not quite out of here. It's off the out-of-town scoreboard. And they'll have runners at second and third following the one-out double.
All you can ask as an offense is to try and get that tying run in the batter's box. And they've started out nicely right here. They've gotten 2 runners on. They're down 4. A grand slam is still in play. Let's see if they continue this nice offensive approach.
First offering on its way. Cameron Maben comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter.
This is going to be an interesting at-bat. I think he has to be pitching for a strikeout here, so we'll see what kind of sequence he uses.
Lifted down the line in left. Moran has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And he is out at the plate, trying to get a little too greedy when he didn't need to be, and this ball game is over. 8-4 tonight. The Buccos jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Steven Brault earns his 5th winner of the year. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
Everybody know y'all like the funk fake. Yeah, yeah. They gon' stick him with me like some duct tape. Coming easy to me, do that in one take. Yeah, yeah.
Here now is our...
Mm-hmm.